Pacing really matters when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons or any TTRPG. And so we talked about gritty realism a while. Well, basically, a long rest becomes a full week. And a lot of people say that favors one class, it favors the short rest class. It depends on the pacing of your game. So you are correct. If you have an encounter every single day, all the time, yeah, your short rest classes do tend to win that battle because they are able to gain so much back on short rests. And so characters like sorcerers really struggle to keep up depending on how you run the game. Now, the way this works is it's a pacing difference. It's a way to slow the game down so your choices matter more. In traditional Dungeons and Dragons, you're the power gamer. You are. If you can regain all of your hit points for the most part and all of your abilities in 8 hours, why wouldn't you go try to accomplish everything? Especially a level 20 adventurer. They are pretty much God at that point. Why wouldn't they be out there every single day just killing things and whacking things and, taking all the treasure for themselves? They would be. Unless recovery takes longer. Meaning that, for example, there are certain creatures and certain classes that, even though they're short rest leaning, still require some long rest to regain health and those kinds of things. And without that, they can't unless they're using magic, which in turn means they're using their gold and such forth. And so because of that, when you have these longer paced games, yes, the bad guy does get to take a week's worth of time as you are recovering. And so every adventure you choose to go on has that much more weight. What is the impact of what I'm going to go do? And then that downtime, that week of downtime, which is considered the long rest, what am I going to accomplish during that week? If you don't have a good downtime system and a way to move through that, it doesn't work very well. I'm putting together a game, which is a series of lots of parties that will be adventuring in the same world at the same time, but resting is a week. So when you're out adventuring, that'll take a certain amount of time. And then when you come back, it'll adjust. And so what happens is that week's worth of downtime is your week to get things done, to build up your character, to gain abilities, to level up, because leveling up won't be done automatically. And so it's done for a different type of game where you're part of an ecosystem where the world is moving and growing around you, not just on a daily basis, but a more long-term basis. So when you choose to go on an adventure, yeah, you're going to go on an adventure. And if you have problems during an adventure, the most you're going to get is a short rest. And then when you come back, that's when you'll get your long rest.